Hello, welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade. I am happy to be here to bring you a Give Me a Sec reading. And we're focusing on what is the guidance that Spirit wants you to hear right now. All right. And so you can either jump right in and choose based on the crystals that we have here. Pile 1 will be the clear quartz crystal. Pile 2 will be the Unakite crystal, really beautiful. Or pile 3 will be the Amethyst crystal, beautiful purple. Okay, so you can go to the timestamps in the description or in the comments if you want to go right into the reading. Otherwise, I'm going to do the pile picking here. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel. This is pure joy. And I also want to ask, if you are new to the channel, if you wouldn't mind to go down there and click that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. I would love to have you be a part of the community. I'm here to reach anyone who is on their soul journey to joy, love, and abundance. And I hope to be a guide to be able to provide insight, intuitive confirmation, and all of the like. So today we're going to do a Give Me a Sec, which is just a 3 to 5 minute reading. Some of them have, my last Give Me a Sec went a little bit longer, but I try not to go beyond 10 minutes. It's going to be for pile 1. Okay. And just some quick guidance on a situation, either that you have in mind, and or just general guidance on the energy for your day. Okay. And I'm asking Spirit for pile number 2. So I'm going right into the pile picking for pile number 2. What do they need to hear right now for their journey? That one. And for pile, actually, this looks like it's pile 3. So for pile 3, okay. And then we're going to pull compass card for each pile. So for pile 1, Spirit, that one there. And for pile 2, what do they need to hear? What do they need to hear? What do they need to know right now for their journey? For pile 2, Spirit, what do they need to know? And for pile 3, for pile 3, do they need to know? Oops, that one. Okay. And then we will pull just 2 tarot cards to support the guidance and the story of what's going on right now and what you need to know. Oops. Hands are not working for me here. All right, Spirit. So for pile number 1, do they need to know? Looks like it's going to be that one and that one. And for pile 2, do they need to know? Do they need to know? For pile 2, it's that one and that one. And for pile 3. Oops, for pile 3. All right. Okay, so those are going to be our quick Give Me a Sec readings. And we will go right into those readings. And again, I want to thank you for being a part of the channel. And we will hop right in. So pile 1 is the clear quartz. Pile 2 is the Unakite stone. And pile 3 is the Amethyst. And I will see you in your reading. All right. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your Give Me a Sec reading if you chose the clear quartz. Okay, oops. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so you have, put these over here first. And you've got, oh, okay, so you've got the Hanged Man and the Muse of Emotions. Hmm. So there's what I'm really seeing is, sort of in this hanged man energy, which to me is a pause, right? It's as if things are, what I'm hearing from spirit is that the, all of you beautiful souls who chose pile number one, you are in a place right now where it seems like the things around you are not working. Like you start to go in a certain direction. It could be as simple as like you want to complete a certain task and you go to call the place and the line is busy and busy and busy, which is odd because you don't often hear that too much, but that the line is busy, or that you go and that particular day is the day that that office that you need to go to is closed. They're randomly closed on a Tuesday rather than on, a Monday or whatever it may be. But you're finding in your life that you come across a lot of different things that are not working for you. Like the road doesn't feel easy. It doesn't feel smooth, right? And that is spirit really saying to you that it's time for you to take a pause, and for you to, the reason why you need to take a pause, all of you beautiful souls, is because so that you can slow down enough to actually hear spirit, so that you can actually hear your guides around you. You can actually hear your own heartbeat, I'm told. Just to be able to stop and hear your own heartbeat. And then you'll notice that it's moving too fast, that your heartbeat is moving too fast, and you need to slow it, right? So that, what I'm understanding in terms of slowing your own heartbeat in the hangman, is heartbeat for you all could represent different things. It's that which is close to your heart. So that being like your actual own physical well-being, your own breathing, your own heartbeat, but it's also things like those friends, family members that are closest to your heart, that have your heart, if you will. Like there's a way in which you need to slow down to pay attention to what is happening in their world. And that's what I'm hearing there. And once you are able to slow down and do that, then this energy of the muse of emotions, which is in other decks can relate to sort of the king of cups, but this is the muse of emotions. So it is different. I believe that this deck it's slightly different than that. It's more like the culmination of the cups. It's the coming to the wholeness of the end of the cups. So, and cups represent emotions. They represent intuition. They represent the water, that watery sign of how we exist. And so the muse of emotions really brings this sense of compassion, joy, freedom, a balancing of all emotions, being able to be in touch with your inner knowing, if you will, having balanced, peaceful emotions, avoiding moodiness. All right. So I feel like this is a place in which you are going, and that is going to come from having taken a pause within this hanged man. What I love about this card, and this is the hanged muse, my apologies, but the hanged muse card, what I love about this is that this, even though she is suspended upside down, being upside down allows her to be that much closer to enlightenment, into a greater knowledge, into the sun. All right. And so for you, some of you may feel like your world is a little bit upside down right now. Things are not as they should be. They're not where they should be, but that is because your guides want you to slow down enough and to also see the world from a different perspective. So that's why things may be turning on their head just a little bit for you, my beautiful pile number one. Interesting. So you've got the Wizard of Awareness, and the Wizard of Awareness is also, he represents mindfulness. So he represents that state of being able to be a silent observer, if you will, within your own life, taking the time to look around you and kind of, even, if you feel that you're running into obstacles, if you feel like things are not going with the flow, in that moment that something goes awry, stop, wait, listen, ask, Why is this not working out for me? Is there another direction that I'm supposed to go? Is there something that I'm supposed to see here in this situation? Ask and allow it to be revealed to you, okay? And then you've got, oh, wow, look at that. This is an 11 card, which is such a divine number. And then you've got diving for light. This is beautiful. And this card represents, it's easy to go toward the light if you like go up on the mountaintop and go and get closer to the sun, theoretically, metaphorically, right? But the diving for the light is those brave souls who have to go into the darkness. And you actually chose to go into the darkness to be able to find the light. But many of you may not be feeling like this was a choice that you made. It may feel like you've had to go into the darkness in some ways in your life. And this can be sadness. This can be depression. This can be inner struggles, feelings of sadness, anxiety, okay? Feeling like, there may be some things that some of you are going through in regards to a death or a separation of some kind, a divorce, or just, a pulling away of things that are no longer serving you. The diving in the light is really your spirit guide saying to you, we see you, we believe you to be brave. Okay, because it's much simpler to seek light in sort of the heavenly realms. But this card is really talking about going into the dark. It's an advanced task to go into the dark to be able to retrieve your light. And it requires a rebellious and a brave spirit. All right. And that is what spirit is really acknowledging the work that you're doing and asking you to continue to be brave, to seek the wisdom that you're going to get out of the spaces that some of you may have had to be in. Understand that there is light there because the light is you. In fact, you are the light. The light is inside of you. Okay, so let your light shine and the darkness around you will disperse. And when you stop and slow down and pause and tap into divinity around you, that will give you the guidance that you need. You will hear the direction that you need to go to move out of the spaces that you find that are not best serving you, whether that be within your own mind, within your community around you, within your work environment, wherever that might be, okay? Because Spirit is really saying you are the brave ones and that you will find the light in the path that you're on. Because in truth, the light is already in you, okay? I hope that resonates with you. It's a little bit longer, give me a sec. But that was your Give Me a Sec for today. Thank you so much for being with the Abundant Joy Tarot channel. And I will see you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Unakite crystal, this is going to be your pile. And this is for your Give Me a Sec. So let's take a look at what you have. So for your tarot cards, you have the Four of Emotions, which is going to be the Four of Cups. Now, this card, so for this pile, for those who chose pile number 2, I'm really getting that you are feeling left out in this card that I'm seeing. And sometimes I see in different things, but in this card in particular, it feels like you feel sort of left out, but left out in a particular way, and left out in the sense of emotionally left out, really sort of feeling like there are interconnections. This could be, I want to say a third party situation, but it doesn't have to be a romantic third party situation. It could be like a friend third party situation. It could be a family third party situation, meaning that, the other people around you are connecting in a certain type of way and you feel on the outs in some way. You feel like maybe misunderstood. You feel like some of the things that you have worked for have been lost, that there's this sense of sort of loss and grief. And the challenge is that you are really focused internally on the pain of that loss, whatever that loss is that you're dealing in your life. This is telling me that you're really focusing on those negative aspects. And unfortunately, that is really challenging because remember that what we experience on our outside is what we are cultivating on our inside. All right. So it's really important that rather than you focusing on the 3 cups that may have been lost, that you focus on the giant cup in which you are sitting that is holding you above the water and keeping you moving forward, keeping your emotions in check and in balance. All right. So that is, and then you've got, wow. Okay. Yeah. So you've got the 7 of inspirations. Now the 7 of inspirations, which would be like the 7 of wands, is actually speaking. You can actually see that she is right here holding up these walls that are trying to close in on her. She herself is standing up for herself. She is persevering. She is moving herself forward and creating a sense of boundary around her. Okay. So that seems to flow actually in alignment with what's happening over here in this 4 of cups, where there's this sense of loss. There's almost a sense of hopelessness in some of you. I'm really getting that this is coming from, okay, it's not that the outer circumstances are not pointing to this, but much of the suffering that you're experiencing right now is coming from your own mind. Okay. You have the power to switch. Remember that situations and people and places have no power over you. Have no power over you. Okay. The power that they have, you give them that power. You are the sovereign in your life. Okay. Which means that you need to have soul control, soul sovereignty. I keep hearing sovereignty, which is not a word I use, but if you need to have soul sovereignty over your own mind. Okay. And look at that. Oh, wow. Okay. And that's because there are goblins. The thing about the goblins, it's sort of this mythical creature here. But the reason why, too, is because goblins are up to no good. Okay. Goblins are showing you shadow. They're showing the aspects of you that are not only do they not serve you, but they're just not in the light, right? They're not in the light. And what the goblins' whole point is to point out to you feelings that are in your shadow. So if you're harboring, if you're sitting here in your 4, in your cups here, really thinking about, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I'm not whatever it might be, the goblin energy is there to help reinforce that. All right. So the way that you can push out goblin energy is by stepping into your own light, into your own power. When the goblins come up, it is really an opportunity for you to grow, for you to look more wholeheartedly at yourself, and for you to actively push out those negative thoughts that are about, negative self-talk, resentments, pain, holding on to what you believe are your flaws, and just really sort of, it just reminds me, I think that was like a little goblin. Wasn't that a little goblin in Harry Potter where he sort of flogs himself It's terrible, but this is what we actually do with our own minds. It's a sense of sort of like flogging ourselves, right? And, this card is a reminder that this is not what you need to do, loves. You do not need to be flogging yourself or beating yourself up mentally. That's how we see it, these days, is that you're beating yourself up mentally in your own mind. All right. And it's important for you to let that go and focus on the light, because this card right here is saying, focus on the light. All right. And what I love about this is that look at where the light is. The light is coming from, connected with her own hand. So yes, it's coming from the earth. It's coming from the sunflower, and it's feeding her in that light. But she is also illuminating that light with her own hands. And in this case, for you all, it's in your own thinking. It's in your own mind. There is a need for you to really allow yourself to focus on the light. Focus on the joy in your life. Focus on the things that bring you that spark, that ignite your heart, okay? These are the things that you need to turn your attention to, and turn away from those thoughts, of those negative thoughts, those feelings of unworthiness of some kind, those feelings of being left out. You need to stand up for yourself, persevere, and focus on the light, okay? This card says that there is a tremendous force of light gathering around you. It is attracted to the purity of you, your intentions, and your heart. So as your intention grows, so does the light. As the light grows, so does your intuition and intention, okay? So magic wants to happen for you now. The synchronicity, perfect timing, opportunities, and information that are needed are going to feel like they are just magically drawn to your door. And that is because you've got this divine light, this force of this divine light coming into your space and into your world. This is a beautiful reading, you all. And the main point is to step away from the negative thinkings, any feelings of self-doubt or a lack of self-worth or any of that. Let that go. Listen not to the goblins, okay? Listen not to the goblins. Stand up for yourself. Trust and know that you have a plentiful cup to get you to exactly where you need to go, and focus in on the light. That's going to be your quick Gimme a Sec, y'all. And I want to thank you for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade. And if you have not yet subscribed, click that subscribe button down there at the bottom. And I will be so happy to have you join the community. All right. And I'll see you in your next reading. Okay. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is the Abundant Joy Tarot, and this is Ade. And if you chose this beautiful amethyst stone, then this is going to be your reading. So let's take a look at what we have for your Gimme a Sec today. So you have got the 5 of materials, which is the 5 of pentacles for your tarot. And you've got the wheel. Lovely. Okay. And let's see, you've got rock bottom. And 25, which equals 7. Release the dark wound. Let love live. Look at that. Okay. So all of my souls that chose pile number 3, many of you you might be in a place of actual lack, i.e. Financial lack, health lack of some kind, not feeling your best. Maybe even some of you actually going through some illnesses. I'm really getting the sense of like this sort of not only mental, emotional pain, but also some physical pain as well. So some of you may have been suffering from that. And this is really, this card, I find it to be actually a really beautiful card, but it does hold some sadness because there's the sense of loss, and there's the sense of you being outside of the gates of abundance, not inside, but outside of the gates of abundance. And not only that, but she is turned away from. And so this card is really saying, we've got Spirit's hand here, theoretically, right? Metaphorically, pushing, nudging you toward the abundance that is behind this gate. I can almost hear it saying, push forward, move forward, turn over so that you can see that you are right there at the gates. Many of you have been working very hard for some period of time. And so it's like you don't even, it's not even just working hard. Some of you have been also very disappointed or experienced a lot of loss throughout your life. And you've gotten to the point where it's just like you don't necessarily have the expectation, that there will be anything that's there for you, that people are going to show up for you, that situations are going to work out in your favor, that all of these things are possible. And because of that, unfortunately, what you see in your reality is a reflection of what's going on internally. And so Spirit is really asking you, really, I almost want to say begging you, because I'm getting that energy of you just sitting up where you are and turning your head so that you can have a different perspective, and so that you can feel fully engaged in what it is that you're actually, who you actually are, okay? That you feel fully engaged in who you really are, and what is available to you, okay? Because the thing is that you've also got the wheel here, which is the wheel of fortune. It means that good things are turning in your favor right now. But unfortunately, some of you have looked up before, and when you looked up, there was nothing there. And so there's this sort of sense of like, yeah, been there, done that. But Spirit is really saying, no, this is different. Things are changing in your favor. Okay. This rock bottom lets me know that this card talks about the proverbial, if you will, brick wall, hitting the end of your rope. You've tried everything. You've done everything. You do not know what else to possibly do to be able to change your situations or change your circumstance or change your mind. Okay, so you may have been really, really struggling. But what this card says is the way to get out of this space of being at your proverbial, brick wall. It is to surrender and release and accept. Because it's from that place that your soul is able to be buoyed up to the surface, okay? And not stay down in that low frequency of being rock bottom, all right? That's really, really important. Now, this beautiful spiritual card is just gorgeous. And it says, release the dark wound. Let love live. And it's 25, which through numerology would be 7. All right. And 7 is a very powerful number. It could be a life path number for some of you that are listening. But there is this sense of that there's a need to detach, because sometimes we have to be careful when we detach. What you don't want to do is detach too soon. In this situation, if you bring a life force out of the water before it is ready to make the move, it cannot fully survive. It will just struggle too hard. And so Spirit is really saying, we need to get you ready to get out of this mindset. Okay, because when you come out of this mindset and step into the gates of abundance, it's a whole other reality, y'all. It's a whole other way of being. It's a whole other way of feeling. It's a whole other way of doing. And Spirit is needing you to get ready so that you're not like that fish that's caught too early, okay? But that you're fully ready for the abundance that this life has for you, because it is right there for you, okay? The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor, okay? This card talks about you have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What feels exciting? What gets that spark going in the center of your being? What's joyful and perhaps even maybe a little bit strange or different? Let that live, okay? Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly bend the project, put it in the trash, threw it out. That was the making of their career. So because of their despair, fostered by their own dark nature, all right, they doubted, they were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to be, to come to fruition over time, all right? So this is really saying, you all, that it's really important that you are extra mindful. This group is extra mindful of your mindset so that you're preparing yourself to be able to fully receive the abundance that your guides and your ancestors are wanting to pour over you. But you need to be ready and willing and open to receive, okay? So that is really what it is saying here, you all. And I really feel like, the message here is pretty clear that it is time for you to get a new perspective around your wealth, your health, your foundations within your life, because the wheel is turning in your favor, okay? You're stepping out of this rock bottom consciousness and moving into a consciousness of letting love live in your life, all right? I think this is just a gorgeous reading. Hang in there, all of you beautiful souls who chose pile number 3. And I hope that you have a joyful, abundant day, beginning of your week. And I will see you in your next reading. If you have not yet subscribed, please click that button. And I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.